Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to an all-new episode of SCNS Live, the super cool nerd show. There is stuff just falling all around, and I'm just trying to normalize things. But thank you for joining us out there on Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook. We appreciate you being here. So tonight, we stand upon the cusp of greatness. We're not quite there yet. We got a big show coming up where basically we're just gonna throw a whole bunch of theories out there and be crazy about it. But tonight, we're kind of honoring the 10 years of Marvel Studios and what they have done is definitely an accomplishment that needs to be recognized. And also, seriously, why are there so many damn Jokers around? But
honoring Marvel and not necessarily honoring DC.
Actually, no, we are honoring DC tonight because Bryce has a special review of Shazam! Say the word.
Captain Marvel.
Captain Marvels. You just go ahead and put this one over there with.
Okay, come here, Bree.
I want them both to be in the $1 billion club because, honestly, I like them both. But, as I said, my name is Jason the X. The lady over here is Kat.
Hi. That's all I've got.
That's it? That's all you got? Okay.
That's all I got.
Okay. Right over there, honoring some DC with the Wonder Woman shirt, you got Cass.
I got some hot takes coming at you.
Do you have it? Do you?
I have a hot take.
Can't wait for that hot cake.
Hot take.
Dang it. I was going to say.
I could go for some hot.
Some hot takes for some hot cakes.
And the man that hurriedly watched Shazam, so he can come over here and give you guys a review of it, it's Bryce.
Hola.
So you wore an Iron Man shirt to a Shazam show.
I sure did. There were like 50 Iron Men on my chest and abdomen today.
There are numerous Iron Men.
Well, you know, here's the thing. Confession time. I bought a Shazam shirt. DC Comics. Fantastic shirt. When I was at a con recently. And
you flexed and tore it.
No, I bought 2 shirts that day from the same vendor, and turns out the one I put on fits great, and I thought it was the same size.
Oh, Jason's fired.
Really, Jason? Really?
Finish the story. I thought both shirts were the same size. Turns out I now have a shirt that would fit 15-year-old Bryce, but not current age Bryce.
So is it a medium?
It's a schmedium.
It's a schmedium. Yeah. I thought it was going to be form-fitting, but it's actually debilitating if I put it on. Yeah. It threatens my health.
It just starts becoming your skin.
Yeah, it's way too tight.
And so behind the desk, making everything look good, and who is now going to snap me out of existence, it is producer Cora.
I told you, all of you, that if you made noise, I would kill you. And now I have an
I'd like to point out.
Can you snap in that thing?
You stand.
Actually, well, no.
No, you can't. Like, that's
It's
the
also
one thing
gonna be
they
a
should have
nightmare
done.
for the mic.
Like, she's trying to fit her tiny hand around the inner controls. I'm just saying, if you try to snap me out of existence, there's a 50% chance you won't get me. You may just get everybody else on the show and be stuck with me.
You don't think he had any... You don't think he chose anything?
No, there's no choosing. It was... No,
that's what
it's...
he said.
He does
no. Yeah, he specifies that it's a random.
Yeah, it can't... there can be no emotion in that. Just gotta do it.
Well,
no
I
picking
can
and
put
choosing.
emotion into it, and I decide to just punch you with it.
With your luck, like... Oh, well, that's different. That's still gauntlet hitting you in the face.
Yeah.
I gotta keep this good. This is what the people come to see.
Sure.
The moneymaker?
This is what brings
the
people in.
Wicked Witch of the West laugh that I've ever heard.
It's beautiful.
We're just gonna do that all show? The laughing
I'm
thing?
fine with it.
Okay.
Yeah. Better than the topics we have. Better than our news.
Instead of silly walks, it's silly laughs.
Yeah.
Well,
Sure.
anyway, y'all know how we do it. We got to start this thing off. We do news around here. So let's kick it off with some super cool nerd news.
And a fish slap in the face.
Now, I was going to do a story on how unfair the Target was for not breaking street date on Power Rangers Lightning Collection toys for me. Seriously, hook a brother up here.
How dare they follow the rules of their job so they can keep it?
I know what all of those words mean individually.
But instead, I was going to do something even more improbable, and that's we finally have casting for a Cowboy Bebop live-action series. Okay, Please don't leave. Stop me if you heard this one. They're doing a Cowboy Bebop live action series on Netflix. I finished it off with the Netflix thing. Yes, it is a real thing. It is actually happening. I mean, should I even jinx it like that? So, announcing our cast, John Cho will be stepping into the role of Spike Spiegel.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, he's good.
Yes, he is.
Yeah.
Playing Jet Black will be Mustafa Shakir.
Yes.
Daniela Pineda will be playing Faye Valentine. And Alex Hassel is playing Vicious, the sword-wielding former partner turned enemy of Spike. So
we don't know who's playing Ed yet?
we don't know who's playing Ed. Also, the role of Ian has some really stiff competition, I'm hearing. There's just so many corgis trying to get on that. So we'll keep you posted when they finally cast Ian.
It's gotta be the one from Brooklyn Nine-Nine, right?
Yeah. Best
one that loves
corgi in
attention.
show
That actually
business.
I actually wouldn't object to that. Okay. The first 2 episodes will be directed by Alex Garcia, who did The Punisher and Daredevil.
Nice.
Dope.
I know, right? Written by Christopher Yost. So, yeah, well, Chris Yost, who wrote, he wrote Dark World, but he also wrote Ragnarok. So, I think that's a good mix just because Cowboy Bebop does have some humor in there. I wonder how close they're going to stick to the actual series, but I'm super happy about this. I can have...
I'm still happy.
I mean... Go ahead.
There is one casting that I'm curious about. It's the only casting that I truly actually care about, and that is the cowboys on the television that give them their bounties. Like, howdy, y'all! Those are the ones that I'm curious about because I loved them, and if they're not funny and if they're not quirky and fun, I'm going to be disappointed.
No, everything's going to be funny. It's going to be only jokes.
What if we could get...
Like Thor Ragnarok. Only jokes. Blow up a planet,
No.
let's make a joke immediately
No
after.
Hold up.
emotional vulnerability or stakes
Could
whatsoever.
we get Luis Pena to play one of those cowboys?
Can I play one of the cowboys?
Luis from Ant-Man.
Do you mean Michael Pena?
Michael Pena, sorry. He plays Luis.
Yes, absolutely.
Michael
Yes.
Pena
yeah.
is one of the cowboys.
I want Luis Guzman.
Actually, I actually would not object to Luis Guzman
I
either.
think
I
that'd be
would love
funny.
that.
You said Luis,
So
and
who
my
plays-
brain's like, Guzman!
Who's the female cowboy then? Who's bubbly and,
Eliza Dushku.
no.
Yes.
No.
So funny.
There's nothing about her that screams funny to me.
Reese Witherspoon.
Dude, did you not see her in the new
Wait,
guy?
I don't think we're going to get her for Netflix.
I can
Actually, I said
dream.
Netflix money. Netflix is paying billions of freaking dollars
Yeah.
these days.
I'm going to continue with Reese
And
Witherspoon.
Reese that chick, she is already doing TV. So, maybe.
No, Eliza Dushku.
And
I think
I
she's
like
so
that
I
cowgirl
like
is
Dushku.
blonde, so she really wouldn't even have to change much.
Yeah.
Well,
Eliza Dushku would have to, yeah.
there's no release date set just yet. But honestly, this is one of the greatest animes out there. Yes, there's been some hit or misses with live action anime, but
I don't know what you're talking about.
I've
Death
got
Note was great.
How about Kristen Wiig?
Ooh, yeah.
Ooh, that actually would
That
be,
would be funny.
Yeah,
I would appreciate that
Or
too.
what's her face? The other one.
the other one from
Ghostbusters.
Ghostbusters.
Melissa
Yeah,
McCarthy? No, not
Ghostbusters.
Melissa
No, not
McCarthy.
Melissa
Sorry.
Oh,
Kate McKinnon.
Kate McKinnon.
Yes.
I got another ticket.
Yeah.
Nice.
So
68.
no word on that, but when we
Yes,
get it, we'll let you know. But yeah, Cowboy Bebop finally coming to live action. Hopefully, we're almost there.
Like,
we're almost there.
potentially-
We don't have a filming or release date or anything, or so just hang in there.
But Netflix is better about that kind of stuff than most
Yeah.
people.
I mean, look at Death Note.
Shush.
Well, they
Let's
made
not
it
look
at
at them.
least,
They did.
which is the biggest concern.
Yeah, I'm something in the bathroom. It's not necessarily good. Anyway, so that's it for me. Cora, what do you have for us this week?
Oh, switching it up,
I know,
switching
threw
it
her off. Did
up.
you see her eyes? They're like,
Uh,
ooh, me.
Okay, so continuing with the anime news. Yes, continuing with anime news. We have some more Fruits Basket news for you guys because I'm just going to keep talking about it until the show comes out and probably after because I'm that excited. So, back in the day, there was, of course, the manga, and the manga did continue to serialize after its official end. It did end a couple of years ago, but the creator has stated that she's going to be making 3 new chapters that focus solely on the Marudachi trio, which, of course, are Ayame, Hattori, and Shigure, the 3 best friend characters and the ones we all love. They're going to be released pretty much once a month. Let me see, which magazine is it going to be in? Oh, they didn't tell me. That's nice. Oh, wait, here we go. Haku Sensha's Hana to Yume magazine. So the first chapter is going to be released on April 20th. The second chapter will be released on June 5th. And the final chapter will be released on July 5th. After all of that, the creator has stated that she's going to still be doing some one-shots that will be posted in the manga, or in the magazine as well, that just kind of follow different parts of the story, flesh out different characters and different storylines. It's something that's really interesting because we really haven't had much stuff for Fruits Basket, like new content, for a few years now, so it's exciting. I'm excited, at least. What about you guys? I bet.
Yeah, Fruits Basket.
Absolutely.
The only thing I know about that is I saw my wife reading it like 11 years ago. I was
It's
like,
about the 3 best friend characters.
Yeah.
I mean, actually,
from that book?
And I heard their names.
They does focus on 3 best friend characters, but not those 3.
Oh.
Obviously.
Oh, no.
Remember Suikoden, guys?
Hey.
It's the guy with the coat. Yeah, I've seen that. Okay. Not watched it. I saw it. I saw a picture.
No, I'm glad she's here to keep anime alive.
Yeah.
Like we were.
I'm keeping anime
Seriously.
alive and
Like, you're-
live.
They're a reason that we still get to say we're anime
Yeah.
in our description.
We all have our
to appeal
specialties.
to them. I'm not throwing shade.
Oh,
I'm
I
being
know.
serious. Like,
To be fair, there is a lot of anime that's come out recently that's not that good. But there are a lot of that are still really good. And it doesn't get a lot of attention because it's not based on a light novel and doesn't pander to 14-year-old boys. Sword Art Online.
Speaking of our
I
specialties,
really hate Sword Art Online.
I found Ebony Maw today.
14-year-old boys.
14-year-old boy.
And he looks awesome.
I also
It was
found
a
Ronan,
weird segue,
but
so-
Cora refuses to release him from her.
He is my husband.
Like, she literally has had that figure in her hand more than I have. I don't know what's going on here.
Ebony Maw stole the show in that movie.
Oh, he did great.
Does this prattling animal speak for you? I love that line. he was super powerful. But now,
yeah,
I've
and-
got all of the Black Order now, so I'm very happy about that.
Yeah, and Tony Stark calling him Squidward.
That was great.
Loved it.
but-
$5 says that was improv. Like,
Oh, absolutely.
Well, he
Probably.
couldn't see that character. Well, I mean, they do put an actor there. They just...
I think they show them the design.
Saw the sketches.
Well, no,
all
they
that.
usually like have them like wear something that they have
It's
like
not
a thing.
tennis ball. Like,
Yeah, look at the tennis ball. Look at the
maybe-
tennis ball.
I don't know.
Or they put a face.
Marvel hates to reveal so much
It's true.
that I
I
don't
mean,
know.
Tom Holland doesn't know who he's acting opposite of, so.
He might have been wearing a Chucky mask. We really don't know what he was wearing.
Who knows?
Mark Hamill's voice doesn't come out of that Chucky mask. I'm not interested.
I'll be interested in that.
That's what I always say.
He's the new Chucky.
I know.
I'm so
It's
excited.
I'm excited to see that movie.
That is going to be fun.
Speaking
She
of
didn't
things,
want to see it. I was excited. And she's coming around.
speaking of things you're interested in, what have you got for us for the news this week?
Me? So Borderlands
You're
3.
interested.
I'm so interested in this. Borderlands 3 has the newest, coolest gun that I've ever seen. It's a gun that walks and talks and hurls insults at the enemies that you're gunning down. That's really the entirety of the story. Borderlands 2 infamously had the gun that screams at you whenever you fire
Oh God,
it.
that thing.
This one-
Ashley Birch did the voice
Yeah!
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yes.
That's awesome.
This one, I don't know who the voice is, but it hurls insults at your enemies as it walks beside you down the street. And I went from an interest level of maybe 2 in this game to like an 8. Because I want a gun that will insult my enemy. It's like vicious mockery, but as a gun. It hurts them and it insults them.
for. Like, here would be my reason for supporting the Second Amendment fully. Like,
Oh, yeah.
if I could have the walking,
Only
talking
excuse.
gun.
Seriously.
Now, I still want my other guns. I just want one that
Okay.
walks and
No,
talks
I
and
only want guns.
hurls an
that
insult.
talk.
Like I love that gun.
I
from
would love
Borderlands
it
2.
if it was still Ashley Birch's voice.
You know what was worse on that with that gun? Getting two of them for the Gunzerker. Because they would both talk. I don't know if they recorded lines purposely for them to talk to each other, but every time you put your power on for the Gunzerker, they would just start screaming.
That's amazing.
It was great. So
Ashley Birch famously, well, she did Horizon Zero Dawn. She was Aloy. Yeah, in that classic game that everyone equally loved.
I love that game.
And also, she's been on Critical Role a few times. She's a lot of video game voices. Look her up. You've heard her voice.
And we got to
Very
interview her
pretty
once.
too. Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
I'll tell you about
She's
the
so
joke.
cool.
She let me play a joke on the rest of the SCNS cast.
Nice.
Oh, nice. Of course you did.
They were late getting there, and I go to eat a burger, and they sit across from the table from me,
Oh, nice.
and we were set to interview them.
Yeah.
So I was like, hey, we're going to interview you guys later, but would you mind taking a picture with us? Like, we're just having a good time from our friends that are late to get here.
Yeah.
So we take one, and the next picture was her just going. It was great. She is so sweet. and so
I love
nice.
her.
I mean, how could you not? She's just that
So
lovable.
cool.
She is.
So, that's my story.
Cool guy.
Borderlands 3. I love Borderlands. I can't wait. They could have done that presentation a little bit better, but hey, I'm still
Ooh,
getting
it
the game in
happens.
next
Learn
April.
how to present, nerds.
I mean,
You're
I
gonna
don't want
need
to
it.
brag, but we kind of do this every week. So just
We've gotten compliments
saying.
recently on presentation skills as
yes.
a result of doing
Thank
the show
you
every
guys
week.
out there. We appreciate that.
No, I mean, now with Milk, like, they thought we knew our stuff because we do a live show every week, so we're used to being live in
We're
front of
used to
people.
stumbling along.
Yeah.
We just get this done.
Talking until someone interrupts us.
You just kind of trotting through week after week, knee high in mud, but we slug through
Somehow.
every week.
Hey, Bryce, you want to Marvel me over there?
I sure do.
With
I'll
this unique image?
Yeah. Let me do it in my Iron Man shirt. So inappropriate for what
It's
I'm
the
about to
same
talk about.
color scheme.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, gold and red, right? I mean, you know. So
That's all that matters.
yeah, right. So DC is continuing its upward trend of entertaining the world. I'm super thrilled to report that this reporter enjoyed his time in the theater this afternoon watching Shazam with Zachary Levi and I think his name is Dylan Grazer.
Jack Dylan Grazer.
Yeah, thank you. Jack Dylan Grazer.
You might know
From the
him
movie
from It.
Yep. Yeah. He plays Freddy in it. So I just wanted to highlight those two performers especially because they carried the movie especially well. It was very, very entertaining. There's a couple of Easter eggs in there that I think Shazam and DC fans will find very entertaining. One of them from the old Shazam cartoon series. I cannot stress enough that you should support this movie because it's good family fun. However, I will state that there are a couple of scary moments that probably 6, 7, 8-year-olds might not enjoy. There was a moment where I thought, wow, that's impressive. The CGI is awesome. But there's a couple of scary moments. But the cast was great. I love the film, and if we get to see a second one, which I assume we will, I think Zachary's great in this role, and I certainly hope they give him another film. I'm looking forward to more of this, and I would say that Mark Strong does a pretty good job.
He has scrolled his way back into the DC cinematic universe.
He did.
He was Sinestro. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
In that movie that we're not really going to talk about that much.
Could not get through it.
I tried.
Oh, yeah.
I couldn't either.
Green Lantern. He was the bad guy.
Yeah, he was
I
Sinestro.
tried.
With Ryan.
Sinestro. And Parallax that looks like a baby on a blanket. It was terrible.
Yeah, we're just going to...
Just skip over that.
Yeah.
Yeah. You need to stay for the closing scenes that happen after the
Post-credits.
yeah post credits.
Okay.
Yeah, and I would say that this DC fanboy, my expectations were exceeded. So I was really thrilled, and this movie beats out the other Captain Marvel movie for me. I mean, Captain Marvel, the original Captain Marvel has been around since 1940. I'm really glad he finally got his film 79 years later. But hey, we had to wait a long time for Aquaman and Wonder Woman too to get their movies. They'd been around as characters for a long time in our pop culture.
Dare I say, I am ready for him to be in a Justice League movie.
Oh, so ready.
Only if David F. Sandberg, like, that's the thing that I found funny is that you said that the horror movie, they were scary moments.
Yes.
Yeah, the director is known for horror. He did a lot of horror shorts, and then he started doing bigger horror.
He did an Annabeth movie.
There's a lot
right?
of imagery in this
Annabelle.
movie.
Annabelle, sorry.
Yeah.
That seems very horror. I mean, if you really look at it. Especially like the first time he's going to see the wizard, I thought was really creepy. Like that could have easily just gone into a murder. But it didn't.
Yeah.
Which is good.
The director, he did, he was really known for doing his own shorts, like self-produced, self-directed, self-made.
Starring his wife.
His wife is in a lot of them. It's called, if you look up Pony Smasher, I think on YouTube, you'll see a lot of like how-to, including his own like CGI. He did Blender, a lot of Blender stuff. He does a lot of tutorials on how to make the movies, but it just would be an advantage to really know what you're doing with CGI, to be able to visualize how it's going to look when it's all put together.
After seeing his work on Shazam, I'm actually interested in seeing what else he's doing.
I'm super impressed with him as a whole. He's one of my favorite for horror shorts. They're very high concept, but still really creepy. I just like his work.
I don't know who the cinematographer was on this movie, but I was wowed visually a couple of times,
It wasn't me.
and I was also okay. It wasn't you this time?
I was just telling her.
Okay. But I was also wowed by the story, and I like the way they poked fun at the superhero movie a couple of times, and the superheroes. You know, the stereotypes you might see, in books or on
I think they're on
the
a
screen.
successful line of movies here with how they're doing them.
Yeah.
They're kind of following the Marvel script just a bit, and I can appreciate that. This is how it should have been done in the first place. But yeah,
Approach it with some humor.
I'm going to see it again on the big screen in the morning, so in a nice, comfortable atmosphere.
If you watch The Nun, Annabelle Creation, The Hills Have
Oh!
Yeah, I knew he brought
Yeah.
along one of his cinematographers, Maxim
Eyes.
or something.
Maxim
Well, now I'm
Alexandre.
interested.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm more
I think it's
interested in some of his
Alexander.
work. So,
Yeah.
but you'll be giving us a more in-depth review of Shazam
The
and
French thing.
giving us a rating on a scale of 1 to 5. How you think about it? What you think about that?
5's the best.
5 is the best.
Did you say on a scale of 4 to 5?
I said 1 to 5.
Oh, okay.
It would have
Yeah.
been very difficult for
On a
me
scale
to.
of
Now, why don't you go on and give us your news story? How's that for a transition? Anyway,
No, it was a great film. I would give it a 5. I'm going again.
well, you're going to give us some of the finer points. I want you to discuss what you saw from the movie,
Oh, okay, sure.
a full review, like
for-
maybe a
right now?
filmed review.
Oh yes,
Yeah.
sure, absolutely.
Right now?
No, not now.
Oh, okay.
Then
I was
we could have
confused.
talked about
Yeah, I
it
was
later.
confused too,
it
yeah.
seems
Yeah.
like.
Well, he's not going to give us a quick one for the show, but Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, what is your news story, Miss Hot Take?
I have a hot take. I have a hot take for a hot cake. Let's ban Fortnite. And of all people to suggest
Hi,
this,
CJ.
Prince Harry. Yes, that one. Prince Harry thinks
Who?
that we should ban the
What?
English Duke thinks that we should ban Fortnite
I gotta hear
because
why.
it's addictive. He, and I quote, "It's created to addict, to keep you in front of a computer for as long as possible." Prince Harry thinks that we should ban Fortnite.
I feel as though I'm where I was with Iron Man during Civil War. Like, I'm on your side. Oh, no. Back it up. You had me. I was with you.
And then
Screw
you just lost
Fortnite.
me.
But it's because you sit in front of your computer. Wait. I was going to do that anyway, man.
Maybe instead of banning it, just make sure that you don't do that.
I mean,
Problem solved. Thanks for coming.
yeah, that sounds like
It's
more
so funny.
self-responsibility and parenting, you know?
Yeah, that was
How many
basically
kids?
his
Does he have
point.
kids now?
Yeah.
He's got like a 4-year-old, doesn't he?
Are they playing Fortnite? Is
I
that the
guess
problem?
they are. And he can't be bothered to tell them to stop.
No. to tell the nanny to tell them to stop.
Whereas with me, I just ridicule my kid. Are you playing Fortnite? Why are you playing a dumb game?
You know what, though? It keeps him out of trouble.
Play Fallout.
Kind of.
That's age appropriate for a 10-year-old.
I mean,
I'm just
really,
kidding.
so is Fortnite. At this point, Fortnite is just a crafting game. That's like Minecraft.
It's true.
That's the whole thing.
I-
Build really fast.
I tried it. I
don't like Battle Royales.
don't like the graphics.
I don't either.
Which is weird because I do like cartoony.
Yeah, but
Like-
there's just something about the proportions.
Just, ugh.
Like I was playing, and thank you CJ for helping me out last night. I was playing Onimusha. It's a game that's 20 years old.
Yeah.
And it still looks pretty good.
Yeah.
It's like Resident Evil with samurais.
Okay.
So,
I think some of their graphics are stunning. Like, I watched the little concert they did.
Yeah.
And
that was beautiful.
Really cool. I think they do some cool, interesting things. It just... Fortnite dudes are another version of COD a-holes that are like...
they're having fun. Okay? You're having fun.
Yeah.
That's your thing.
Mm.
It's super popular. I mean, it's at Minecraft levels, I guess, when Minecraft was hot. But I wasn't into Minecraft, so...
Yeah. I just genuinely did this story because I thought it was hilarious.
That's funny.
Yeah, you had me, Prince Harry.
And let's ban Fortnite.
We were here, and then we were here. No way, I gotta play Red Dead, man.
Interesting things going on in the news.
Yeah, it was a slow news day.
Well, I have an addendum to my news story that I totally forgot. I'm sorry.
Go
were you
right ahead.
finished?
Go ahead.
Please.
What
Okay.
about Fortnite?
Talk more about Shazam.
Well, I'm pretty sure that there was a graphic, probably over your head,
Yeah.
over your face, that was an Alex Ross
oh,
design for Captain Marvel for Shazam that he paid tribute to the character, and it shows basically every iteration of Captain Marvel that has been, seen in pop culture, and also a lot of characters that were influenced, famous characters that people love by, Captain Marvel, including He-Man, Thor, and a few others. But you basically see in that image that Alex Ross created recently for the film and for the actors, you see, the actors who portrayed him in the 70s. You even see Carol Danvers. You see, Brie Larson. So it's a great little piece of work, and I'm a fan of Alex Ross's art. So
I mean, he's great.
yeah. So check that out. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Whereas Rob Liefeld was in town last night showing he still can't draw feet. Or guns. Or hands.
Feet are hard.
Like I'm going to say it right now, that comic was garbage. Hot
Okay.
garbage. So, anyway. But he's back.
Does not deserve a hot cake.
I've never been a Rob Liefeld fan. Seriously. This is his fists. I can't even make a fist like how his look. They're like,
Oh, that, yes. I'm
and his
familiar with
feet,
that.
they're just like little tiny diamonds. Just,
And the chests are so large.
It's all just so unnecessary.
They're massive,
Like
even in profile.
like their torsos are like
as wide as high as their torso.
there we go. They're like this thick, and then the head's like that big. Like the whole body thick with 2 C's. Head, it's there. it's sad.
But, he was at one of my favorite shops, Zeus Comics. They hosted the event down there. And the fans came out. I hear it was a really good event. Guys, definitely follow Zeus Comics on Twitter and give them a like on Facebook because they do have pretty good events down there.
Yeah.
And though I'm not a fan of Rob Liefeld's art, he has given us Cable and Deadpool, though they're probably in better hands by other people. But it's still... I hate his art. I do. I hate his tube guns that he draws that look like flashlights being held by a weird hand. I just don't like. But that's me. He's got a new series out. It has a twist till you get to the end. There. Hell of a thing to give out during issue 1. So, yeah. It's weird. Anyway. Moving on from all that. So, overall, Shazam is a great movie to catch this weekend, and I'm glad for that. I mean, people are like, oh, you hate DC all the time. No. If one company started to suck really bad, the other one wouldn't produce good content. I don't want any of these movies to do bad, because then people, the superhero bubble is finally burst. Shut your mouths. It's never going to burst. We got too many stories for y'all to hear. And if you don't like it, go watch whatever else is opening besides Endgame on the 26th, which I think is nothing.
I mean,
Right?
who would? Who would do that?
It wouldn't be an awful idea.
You want to clown
Anyone
us?
that can't go see Endgame is going to go see your movie. Yeah,
I think
that's
like,
fair.
what was it? Alvin and the Chipmunks opened beside like...
And it did okay.
Yeah.
Because the tickets to what they really want to see keep selling out. And they're like, well, we're already here. And they see your dumb
Let's
movie.
go see this garbage.
Cut out your garbage.
I'm
aside,
just saying,
like, in sync with the superhero movies.
If there's another movie playing and Endgame is full, I see that other movie as a sacrifice that needs to be made to Endgame. Like, look, we're showing, you know, yet another 20 Shades of whatever, okay? I say just don't.
20 Shades.
Or what is it, 50
How
Shades?
many
I don't care
shades
about
were
those
there?
movies.
There were at least 8 shades
Yeah, there's some
of gray.
Oh, there's some shade, all right.
Maybe
Most
they
of it
should.
being thrown by me. Screw those movies. Like, my wife read the book and thought it was horrible, and then went to go see the movie, and just live tweeted me from the movie with how bad it was. like,
That's amazing.
I'm pretty sure no one cared that she was on her phone. This movie is horrible. Oh my God, this scene sucks. Do these two actors even like each other? Like, she's just like 30, 40 tweets she's just sending. I'm like, just leave.
Genuinely, there is a movie coming out the same weekend. It's called Traffic, and it's spelled wrong.
How is traffic spelled?
Traffik. Traffic.
Oh, please tell me more about Traffic.
Starring Omar Epps from House.
Oh, I like Omar.
I like him too. That movie's not going to do anything.
But it features a romantic weekend in the mountains.
Oh,
So
lovely.
So, you know, if they're not going to show Steel Magnolias, you know, at least you've got Traffic.
I wish I
guess.
was dating somebody so I could tell him we were going to go watch that and then go watch Traffic. Except that I wouldn't want to sit through Traffic either. It
would
doesn't
be-
sound like my type
it
of movie.
sounds
It would just be
terrible.
so hilarious. Or if I got there and I sent him to the wrong theater, and I went to go
Oh, I
watch
only got
Endgame.
one ticket for
Hold
Endgame.
up.
You gotta go see
I thought you
Traffic.
got your own, but make sure you're here. You can go watch this.
Picture
You can
this.
still buy me dinner after
Maybe
the movie's
that's
over.
why I'm not dating.
Theater is completely full
All of
of
that.
people ready to watch Endgame. They're hype. It's time. Some may have paid a ridiculous eBay price for this ticket, and Traffic comes on. I think we'll have.
Would
I
not
think
be
we
able
could
to
have a riot.
contain the riot that would break out in that theater.
Things would catch on fire, which is always a sure sign that people are pissed off at something.
So something similar to that happened when I went
Oh,
to
God.
the similar, like the thought process
Oh.
when I went to a concert a few weeks ago, or like last month. Yeah, it was last month now. We were waiting. The opening bands had already finished, so we had that like 10 or whatever minute period where it was like 30-minute period where they were getting set up for the main show. And one of the dudes that was standing next to me, I'd kind of made friends with him and his sister. He just kind of leans over. The lights go dim. The fog machine starts, and all of a sudden you hear, "Look at this photograph." And Nickelback comes out instead.
I would just chuck whatever was in my hand at the moment.
On the bright side, you could say that you were going to see Endgame, but you got stuck in traffic. That would be funny. Thank you. From the chat, Traffic came out last April, not this year.
Oh, okay, good.
Oh,
Oh,
Did anyone see it?
even worse.
Did anybody see
maybe they'll re-release it. Maybe there'll be an anniversary
Oh.
screening.
That was Connor. Connor, did you see it? It sounds awful.
That sounds absolutely terrible.
Maybe we should have a watching party
No.
the night before
I
Endgame and
would
all
love
watch
to-
Traffic
I
together.
kinda
So we can be
See
thankful that it's not
Garbage,
coming home.
Garbage movie. Oh, it's got Missy Pyle in it as well.
Oh, and I got
Who's-
applause in the chat for a good pun.
Nice.
Hey, ooh.
So speaking of the Marvel Universe,
I was trying to find movies. I was legit trying to
not
find.
working.
So okay, yeah, I did want. I mean, we've been doing this since Iron Man 1, 2007, which they took a chance with Robert what
2008.
2008 was it?
2008.
Oh yeah, it was in the summer. Okay, I was trying to think what I got out of the
Yep.
Anyway, So over 11 years of movies. If you want to watch all of them together, 59 hours of content. And some theaters are doing that. And people are going.
I don't understand those marathons. There's not enough Adderall to make me sit through that many.
I've been watching some.
I tried to seek out the marathon. Did I get you?
You did.
I am so sorry.
Okay.
Let's put up a little
Split screen.
little glass right here. Yeah, I sought out that marathon locally and couldn't find one. But
It's too much.
if someone finds out where it is, please tell me.
There are 2 movies opening that weekend. Jeremiah Terminator Leroy,
Sure.
about a young woman named Savannah Knopp who spends 6 years pretending to be a transgender writer named J.T. Leroy. And Dreamland, apparently it's a
Pass
thriller.
and pass.
Who cares? Margot Robbie's in it. Robbie.
What's Dreamland? Is that
Love her,
a comedy?
hard pass.
Follows 15-year-old Eugene Evans on his quest to capture a fugitive bank robber, Margot Robbie, and collect the bounty on her head.
Margot's playing a
Hard
15-year-old bank
pass.
robber?
No. The 15-year-old Eugene Evans is the,
Okay.
is the bounty hunter.
Yeah.
That's
I'm
a
just-
little bit of a
I'm
stretch.
picturing
That's
her.
dumb.
I'm picturing her in pigtails and
Yeah.
I mean,
and a polo
Tanya,
shirt.
She was
Tanya,
supposed to
yeah.
be like 17 years old, and that was a little stretch. Like she
Yeah.
looks amazing, but she
She's
doesn't
not
look 17.
Yeah.
Movies that'll do worse than X-Men Dark Phoenix for 200, Alex. Actually, I heard from some people
Not be
that
worse,
it's,
but do worse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
they will do worse and be worse at the same time, I'm sure. No, Dark Phoenix does look pretty horrible. But anyway, it has been, for them to tell a linear story like comics in the same universe, sometimes one-shot movies like Ant-Man and Wasp 2, or, big ones, well, there were no other Avengers
Yes.
in there.
Yeah.
Or Captain America or Winter Soldier. There weren't really a lot of other Avengers in that. But then to make the big movies like Civil War and Age of Ultron and Avengers is a testament.
Yeah.
They have created a universe, and we're kind of, everyone keeps saying, we're bookending that universe. We have to move on. It has been 10 years. These actors have to move on to other roles. I don't know why. Can we just keep them young forever, please? Please?
Right?
That's
But-
a plot of a different superhero movie.
But they're not leaving behind, they're not leaving behind anybody that can't carry the load. Because they're talking about people like Captain Marvel, Black Panther, and Spider-Man will be carrying the next movies. And these are all great actors in their own right, and they made really good movies. So we're in good hands. And there's so many other characters and stories to tell. We can do this for the rest of my life, please. Just keep recycling them. Maybe bring back a new actor.
And that's kind of the thing about what superhero movies and especially Marvel has become is to be fair, I didn't watch a whole lot of superhero movies that came out in the 90s, but for a long time, superhero movies were a genre of themselves.
Mhm.
And that's kind of not true for a lot of the Marvel Universe movies. Winter Soldier has a very different feel than Ant-Man and the Wasp, because Winter Soldier, yes, it's a superhero movie, but
It's a
it's
spy
also
thriller.
a spy movie.
Yes.
And both Ant-Mans were heist movies, and these are different kinds of movies, other than
Logan.
just being super. Logan
I
was
can't
a
even classify
bummer.
that. There are people that say that it's their favorite superhero movie, and I'm like, it was an amazing movie, but in my head, I can't even classify it as a superhero movie. It's a biopiece.
yeah,
It's incredible.
fascinating. And these are different. I would argue these are different genres of movies.
Iron Man 3.
Iron Man 3 was a character piece, like we wouldn't have seen 10 years before that.
And even with the larger cast like Guardians of the Galaxy, that they're still part of this universe. They're kind of separate off, and they're up in space.
Guardians of the Galaxy was closer to Indiana Jones than it was to Winter Soldier. And these are two different types of
It was
movies.
like Indiana Jones meets Spaceballs.
And the characters are so different, which lends itself to why we should have more diverse casts and everything, because they're doing different things. Like Black Panther is great. I can't wait to see more into the universe of Wakanda and everything. Which why y'all kill Shuri? Anyway,
She's coming back.
she's coming back. Bryce,
Crazy
I was gonna-
theory number 1
I wanted her
next week.
I wanted her to be
Buffy.
the Black Panther in
Buffy.
T'Challa's absence. That's what I wanted, and I'm not going to get it.
Ooh, yeah.
Because I thought we would have her being forced to be Black Panther and not enjoying it at all.
Right.
I could have totally seen her complaining about having to be the Black Panther.
Yeah.
but oh well.
Black Panther has like a strong. It's a cultural piece as well.
Very much so, yeah.
And it's one of my favorite parts about it. In addition to, I do consider it a superhero movie. It has the hero's journey aspect to it, but also very important culturally.
Yeah. And it has a very different feel than any other Marvel movie.
And they went to Busan.
They went to Busan and they shot on the Diamond Bridge.
Yeah,
and
I
it
was so excited. I have so
pretty.
many pictures of that bridge.
You were gonna add something, Wes?
Well, I was going to say, Guardians of the Galaxy, for me, I liked what you said about Indiana Jones meets Spaceballs, but when I saw it, initially I thought, this is this generation's Star Wars. You got a bunch of great, crazy characters
Yeah, like
in an epic
misfits.
adventure. Yeah, sure. And I thoroughly enjoyed that movie, and I know a lot of people were thinking it wasn't going to be very good.
Yeah.
But
And then it broke all these records.
yeah, and I was
yeah.
super thrilled that they were bringing largely unknown characters to most people outside of this room, who don't pay attention to that kind of thing.
I will say, when Guardians came out, I did not know those characters, and I didn't believe in it. I was like, this is stupid.
I was excited.
And then I saw the trailers, and I was like, oh, okay.
Right. Yeah, I was
I'm here.
excited.
I'm here for it.
Like Child's Play.
Yes, okay, I'll go see Child's Play with you.
I'm excited about Child's Play.
I think it'll be fun. Yeah. I was going to also say, the recent
Anything to add?
Captain Marvel, I mean, that felt like a buddy cop movie.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, totally.
It's totally different than a lot of the other Marvel films.
I definitely
that
want
we've
more
seen.
Brie Larson and Samuel Jackson.
Yeah.
I know I got that Netflix movie, so that's my next thing.
Which one?
They're in a movie on Netflix.
The two of them together?
Yes!
Oh, I didn't know
What
that.
movie?
I have to find it.
Okay. Cora, what do you think?
Got a favorite moment you want to share with us?
Favorite moment. I'm going to give you 3 guesses what my favorite moment was.
I mean, there's a lot of Hawkeye moments.
No,
Was it I'm starting to root for this guy because I do like that Hawkeye moment.
the whole, to be honest, yes, actually, like
Yeah.
the whole scene where he shows up in Thor, where you see this hand reaching for the gun and then it stops and reaches for the bow instead. Like, I lost it. I completely lost my ever-loving mind at that scene because it's like, I know who that is.
Whereas I said
I
out
know.
loud, oh, what other jackass would go for a bow instead of a gun?
Jackass that knows a bow's versatility.
Yeah.
Hanzo.
Yeah.
But no, like, so we see him grab the bow and I'm already excited. But just everything that followed that scene that involved Hawkeye was amazing because we got to see his snark. We got to see, honestly, more what I would consider the comic book Hawkeye in that moment than we really have in most of the movies. Like, I mean, in Avengers when he showed up, we did get a kind of a moment at the beginning, but then he's mind controlled through 90% of the movie, and when he finally isn't mind controlled anymore, he does some really cool stuff with that bow and makes me very happy and very proud of him, but we really don't get to see much of his personality. In Age of Ultron, we get to see his personality, but it feels weird. Like, I was still very happy that he got more screen time, he got to make more jokes, which is more him, but it didn't feel the same as what I was used to, I guess. Still loving that part. Like, that was one of the better parts of Ultron, but I don't know. I'm nervous about, like, I'm excited for Ronan
Yeah.
in the coming film.
I'm going to need that figure back.
No. So, this is mine now. This is mine now.
Where's his hood?
I fell off and somewhere under here. See? You don't have the complete toy. It's mine now.
Sometimes hoods fall off, Jason.
It's mine now. I'm just
Sometimes
gonna...
hamstrings get cut. I'm sorry.
It's in my equipment. But no,
What have we said about threatening people on the air?
That was a...
On air.
That
So-
we're going to try and do it a little less, I think.
Kat, do you have a favorite moment from the Marvel Cinematic Universe? Huh, buddy? What you got?
That's too much. Too much content.
Favorite moment from your favorite character?
I didn't know we were supposed to prepare these things in advance. I don't have
I-
a favorite character.
First scene
I
that comes
love
to
them.
your favorite scene that comes, the first one that comes to your mind. Go.
That would be Black Widow in the interrogation scene. She's
guy's
like,
giving me
this
everything.
idiot's giving me everything. And
Yes.
she's sitting
I'm not.
interrogating the other guy while strapped to a chair. And then she's so cute when she walks out of the room barefoot carrying her heels. I loved her in that moment. And it was the most Black Widow thing that I'd
Yes.
seen.
She also gave us the first good hallway beatdown fight
Yeah.
in Iron Man 2. I love when she did that at the end, just sprays the dude with the pepper spray. Doesn't break strides.
I love her. I think that she's done amazing work, Scarlett Johansson. Scarlett, yes, in making her a complete character without any screen time or her own movie to this point.
But we're getting it.
Yeah, and I'm really excited about that, but I think it takes an actress of that caliber to make her as complete a character as she's been.
Now the real question, because I'm never going to shut up about this ever, because Hawkeye is my child, and my husband's weird Alabama thing going on now.
Gross.
Will we get Hawkeye in there? Because is it going to be a backstory, like an origin story for her?
It has to be at this point.
'Cause-
At least a decent amount of backstory. I do love the fact that she knew about like within the MCU, that he had a family. She knew
Yes.
about it.
Well, they're friends.
She has this, but she has this kind of bestie thing with a few of them. But she knows their secrets and you would never know. And I like that about her, that she knows how to keep people's stuff to herself, and that's why they trust her.
Plus, they were the object of professionalism when they were fighting in Civil War, and they were like, still gonna come over this weekend and spend time with the kids?
Crack open a cold one.
Like, she's not my favorite character, maybe, but she's definitely up there. I like her. I like Thor. I like all of them. I like Iron Man.
Mine definitely was the end of Iron Man when they did the first post-credit scene. And having Samuel Jackson, having read the Ultimates universe where they modeled Nick Fury after him.
Yeah.
And that one. And when he stepped out, saying, there's more of you. I'd like to talk to you about the Avengers Initiative. When I heard those words, I was shocked still, because I'm like, are they planning already to do more? And then, of course, I think they announced First Avenger right after that. Who Cap is my favorite Marvel character, period. Probably one of my favorite characters. So, from that moment, this is a good Iron Man movie. I really enjoyed this. RDJ, hey, he's back. Good to have him there. And then that whole Avengers Initiative, chill. Because I knew more was coming. How much more is coming? I would never, at that moment, believed what we're seeing right now. And how good they've done it.
I remember that moment very clearly. Like, did he just say, and Cass and I have never read a whole lot of comic books. Mostly it's a
Particularly
financial
Marvel.
thing. A lot of it's a financial thing. We couldn't afford to collect them, and it was really hard to find them if you weren't collecting them, for growing up. But even I, in my superhero fascination infancy, was like, did he just say what I just heard? Are they really ready to bring it to this level? I left the theater super excited.
Now, even my wife, who's probably in that vein, the Avengers are not her favorite character. She's more of an X-Men fan, but she rarely gets wowed at things. But I saw her, wait, what? And we got to both look like, are they gonna, like you said, are they going to do this?
Are they really?
Is it going to be
doing
done
this?
well? How long until we get this thing? And it would be a couple more years before we got that Avengers movie, but the bricks were laid, and they were laid well. So, but with all good things, there must be an ending.
For the first part.
I think this.
I'm not prepared. I may have mentioned this. Iron Man is my favorite. Far and away. Iron Man is my favorite character in the MCU. I love him to death. And I'm not ready for him to go away. I know that there's a good chance, but
Hashtag problematic face.
yeah.
We'll get to the wild speculations.
But I mean, if you want to pick me to pick a moment, honestly, anytime he's on screen, anytime that he is struggling with mental illness, because he has PTSD, but the one that comes to mind is it's weird. It's in Age of Ultron, and it's when they're in the very beginning of the movie. They're in the base, and he's kind of by himself. He takes off the Iron Man suit, and it's just him. And he's kind of looking around, and he sees a wall, and he goes and he feels it. He goes, please be a secret door, please be a secret door, and then it opens, and he goes, yay! I love that about him. I love that he's curious, and I love that he is he's excited about cool things, and that's one of my favorite things about him. So like that's a moment to me that kind of encapsulates like who Iron Man is. And
Anytime we
Funny, I think of a different moment for the same reason when he says, "I have a flying suit."
Yeah,
Like he says, "I can fly."
I can fly.
Like it's the same thing where it's
Yeah.
like, this is so cool.
the
I
varying
love this
degrees
so
of
much.
hero-ness.
Oh yeah,
Like Rhodey, I dropped a tank, and everybody's like, I love that part.
Exactly.
You lose this. Oh, that's just one tank.
Oh,
Whoa,
okay.
that's great. That's great. He has to go tell the story to somebody.
But
Yeah,
any-
they're impressed by it.
any
Don
moment
Cheadle's
like that.
so much better than
Oh yeah.
than whoever that other dude was. That we won't
Don
mention.
Cheadle.
Don
Oh,
Cheadle is
he's
Yes.
so
perfect
amazing.
for that role.
Every time we get a new character, it feels like we've gotten a new piece of the puzzle. Like with Iron Man 2. Oh, Natasha Romanoff.
Yeah.
Or when Hawkeye appears, when he grabs that, we got another one.
Yeah.
Every time they do
What's
that.
his name? What's the other flying one?
War Machine?
Yeah.
Yes, they made me like.
Falcon
On your
showed up.
left.
I was
They
like,
made me
whoa!
like Falcon. I
know,
hated
right?
Falcon.
I wasn't a big fan, and then
I-
he showed up, and I was
I
like,
really
oh,
couldn't
okay.
Yeah.
I
I'm on
hated
board
that
for
character in the
this.
comic books. I thought his suit looked stupid with his open to the navel suit and your freaking
Okay. To
your-
be fair,
your talking
that
bird.
is stupid.
yes, and your stupid red wings. But then
Disagree.
they made him a freaking pararescue. That was perfect with an experimental suit.
Yeah.
They made me like Falcon.
Oh yeah.
I will always be thankful for that.
I love the way he's played. I love the way most of them are written.
Mackie
and
is
played at
really
this
good.
point. Oh, they
Yeah.
made me care about the Hulk,
looking
which
Hulk.
I know if you really like superhero, you're supposed to always have been on board with the Hulk, but I thought the Hulk was just stupid until they brought him into the MCU. Well, this
Specifically, Mark
this
Ruffalo.
MCU, Mark Ruffalo, I still think the one from like 2002, 2001, bounding up and down Hulk is stupid. I think
Eric
Edward Norton
Bana.
is extremely talented, but no thank you. To like, oh, you're making me hungry. That was the only part of it that was funny.
So my favorite moment, or one of my favorite moments, I should say, in regards to Ruffalo and Downey Jr. in Avengers Endgame, when they're on the street and they're facing Ebony Maw and
Infinity
the other.
War.
Infinity War, yeah.
I'm sorry, Infinity War.
You good?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that movie. You can tell.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Okay.
I saw Infinity War 3 times in the theater. I loved it. So I love in Infinity War when Tony's talking to Banner, saying, "Okay, all right,
Come on.
it's your turn. You can go." And he's
thing.
trying. He's trying to do the thing, and he can't do it. And he can't do it. And he says, "You're embarrassing me in front of the wizards. Come on, you're embarrassing me."
I love that embarrassing in front of the wizards.
I love that. And as far as I love the interactions. I love the way I think you mentioned it, the way the characters are written. I love the way, for instance, when you've got Stephen Strange in the Sanctum Sanctorum, trying to negotiate, how do we get Loki and Thor out of here, and I love the refilling of the mug, and eventually, Loki's, he's ready to go to town, right?
Yeah.
On Stephen Strange, and basically he just does his thing.
Goodbye.
and yeah, go. And they
boy back.
basically disappear, and end up where Odin is. I just love, some of those awkward interactions.
You can
So
tell
much
from the
fun.
interviews
We're
these
using
actors
our-
do that they've formed a bond. of
We're
sorts.
using
Oh,
our
yeah.
cool made-up names. Then I'm Spider-Man.
yeah.
After he said Doctor
all
Strange.
of those incredibly human moments in the midst of this absolute chaos that is
Right.
the life of a superhero.
I like when they remind us that characters don't know each other when they're both
Yeah.
characters that we know.
Yeah.
Like in that moment where you're like, oh, you two haven't met. That's weird.
And
Yeah.
every time Cap gives a hoo-yah speech,
Oh yeah.
I love that. You get hurt, get up. You get killed, walk it off.
I like.
I'm ready to follow you into battle, sir. Let's go.
See, I like all that, but it's bittersweet for me because I hate the way they've written some of Cap. Like, I love Captain America.
Did you mean the entirety of Civil War?
Up all night to get Bucky. The whole thing was about principles.
She gets another slow clap for that one. I'm sorry.
That one wasn't mine. I stole it from Tumblr. But, like, the whole thing was about principles, and there's a very real tension with one of them thinking that they need some sort of regulation based on how extra his family has been in creating weaponry and blah, 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 and the other one not trusting government regulation because they turned him into a soldier, a super soldier, and then froze him till everyone he knew was dead, pretty much. Those are real tension issues, and it drives me absolutely nuts that they're like, oh, he'll abandon everything for this one dude. And they took the highlight off the principles and the both men trying to do right for the world and took it to being about this one guy. And that drove me crazy.
Essentially, they were trying to do two different plot lines, but ended up focusing on one because the plot lines didn't work like they had planned.
Right,
Yeah.
but that one is so critical to why Civil War, that's one of the comic book stories that I am pretty familiar with, what the argument was about, and Captain in the MCU being willing to sacrifice all of his friendships and all of their lives for just this other life.
It's not
Made no
necessarily
sense to
just
me.
that one. He probably would have done the same for anybody else.
Maybe, but it took the spotlight off it being two people trying to make the best decision for the world.
And took it to the entire world focusing on one relationship.
And I thought that was
Surprisingly, Kat and I have similar
Yeah,
opinions
shockingly.
on this. It's so crazy, but we have similar opinions on
It just made me mad. But I do think that they have perfect casting for all of those roles, and I think that since then they've brought it back some. Now that they're focused on better things, I think the Captain Cap is once again written about right. But just that drove me nuts.
Did we want to talk about the Joker?
Because
tonight?
it is in the title, we do need to give thoughts. So we've gotten, in the past, week, we have gotten 2 versions of the Joker. Let's talk about the Gotham one first.
Am I the only one here that has watched Gotham recently?
I've been watching some Gotham.
Okay.
Real
quick.
Why?
20 seconds. 20 seconds. History.
Go ahead.
Without a lot of spoilers. They had a good Joker. They ruined it. They got another Joker. It was okay. They're getting a third Joker for no particular reason. And
What is the deal here?
It's a thing maybe got dropped in chemicals.
Are they just phoning it in for this last season?
No. All of the other characters are doing really interesting stuff. It's just the Joker.
I wonder if it's because, he's not allowed to have green hair, right?
Not allowed to have green hair, not allowed to say the words the Joker.
We don't know what the other
Wait,
ones
what?
are,
Wait.
though. Potentially, there could be 3 or 4
That's
more
true.
that cause him to be bizarrely written.
Contracts, weird stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is why I can't.
This is why he was called Jerome Velasco.
This is the problem I have with DC sometimes.
That's
It's like,
absolutely fair.
we can't even. We're not going to use the character in this way.
Yeah.
But it is not that character that we saw, guys. Not that one. Enough
To
of
be
this.
fair, this is the same show that cast Shane West as Bane.
Did they actually call him Bane?
I believe they have.
Okay.
I am an episode and a half behind.
Just
and
wanted to
came
clarify
out
if they
Bane,
actually
but
call
yeah.
him Bane. So.
Yes, they do.
But also, they cast a commissioner who looked exactly like, Alfred, right? Who does he look exactly like?
Yeah, Commissioner Gordon, at this point, Captain Gordon, just happens to look a lot like Alfred.
It's
in this
weird.
universe,
It's
weird.
Ryan Atwood and
I think
it's Sean Pertwee and I don't remember. his
Ryan
name.
Atwood.
This show has
That
reached
was
the
maybe his
Smallville
character.
levels
Ben
of it needs to
Ben
end.
McKenzie. Ryan Atwood was his
And
character
then we
in
get
the
this
OC, which I watched in my
random
Blender years.
Joaquin Phoenix. What is
Well,
this?
Bryce, did you see the Joker for Gotham, or you do follow Gotham? Or...
I don't follow Gotham, but
Yeah.
you mentioned Alfred. I did see the teaser for the Alfred TV series
We're
on
not ever
Epix,
gonna talk about
and That I just want to say is something I'm not going to be watching and falling in love with. So
I don't understand why you would want to spotlight Alfred. Alfred is interesting in the context of Batman.
Right.
And what's charming about him is he doesn't suffer from like object permanence. He essentially doesn't exist when Batman doesn't need him, and I think that's charming.
This is
in a weird
literally
way.
a joke that was in Teen Titans Go.
Yeah.
Teen Titans. Okay.
yeah, I don't know how much money's being put in that Alfred series, but I have a feeling a lot of
$8.
money's that was $8 probably not spent.
Going to need more
not a
lemon
good plan.
pledge.
It wasn't the money that they should have paid to who was going to try and make a better Joker origin story. That's for sure.
No, a Joker origin is totally a nailed down concept and always should be.
And
Yeah,
moving
we
on.
need to explain the Joker.
Good
guys.
segue into a nailed-in concept. Because we also got our first trailer, a full trailer for
It's nonsense.
Joker.
The whole point is that we don't know who he is.
Who's happy about the way the Joker movie is looking?
I'm not.
Nope.
I
Just
haven't
Jason?
seen it.
I'm interested.
I'm not.
So, but
I haven't seen the trailer,
I'm already annoyed.
We
I
will
just
force
don't
you to watch
care.
this after the show.
to be fair.
I'm interested, and I saw the joke on Reddit where, back in the day, you had to put Joker in a bunch of chemicals to create the Joker. You had to put him in the chemicals to create the Joker. Today, you just need to put him in 2019.
that's fair.
That's a better joke than I think we'll be.
We're going to see in this movie. Joaquin Phoenix is a fine
Hey.
actor.
Yes, he is.
That doesn't mean it's going to be a good movie.
No,
I'm going to.
Jim Carrey's been in a few bad movies. He's probably a decent actor.
This is true, but
Jared Leto was a decent actor.
Is a decent
Is
a
actor.
decent- is a decent
It was
actor.
horrible for.
I'm a little bit more
Somebody screwed
interested,
up.
I guess, because I'm more interested in seeing the downfall of this person and what makes him not like. It's all about having one bad day.
The only Joker I would be interested in watching his origin story would be a Joker who had two loving parents, who was not made fun of at school,
Married
who
his
went
high
to
school sweetheart.
married his high school sweetheart, who
Was a failed comedian.
No, was a successful comedian. I want to see a
Ooh.
Joker that
Ingenious.
exists because it's anarchy, because something in his brain broke because of one bad day. One.
This
and maybe not
Joker-
even the worst day ever.
This
just
Joker
a bad
has
day.
years of bad days.
It's
Yeah.
a slow fall.
Yeah.
No,
I wanna see
it
it
starts
quick fall.
at the bottom. Like, the whole movie looks depressing.
It really
looks
does.
like every event was depressing, and of course he went crazy.
It looks like he's got mommy issues. You know,
Yeah.
it's Norman Bates,
Yeah.
basically.
Yeah,
and
I
it
know.
looks like
Y'all are killing this
it looks like the whole movie is just going to be depressing mental illness. And
What do
there's
you-
no Batman.
That's not an interesting Joker.
No, it's not. I need a protagonist and an antagonist. I need a Batman. I need somebody else. This
Like,
movie has. I like
Killing
Joaquin
Joke.
Phoenix. The Killing Joke.
He had a happy
That is
Marriage.
the origin of Joker, as far as I'm concerned.
He had a happy
Yes.
marriage. He had one bad day, and his brain broke.
The
And
Killing
I
Joke.
love that.
The Killing Joke, not necessarily, but his origin story is 50-50 made up story.
At least,
That's
maybe.
one of the things that I love about the Joker.
Except for that whole vat falling thing.
Well,
Maybe.
isn't like the one quote that everybody knows with the Joker, all it takes is one bad day?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so why wouldn't you take that quote? Did it come in one of the movies or was it in the
It was
comics?
in The Killing Joke, yeah.
Okay.
It's in the Killing Joke.
Okay, I haven't-
Yeah.
It's a
I
direct
haven't-
quote.
Oh, I'm sending you home
Read
some
it,
reading
so-
material. Anyway.
I don't want to read it. There are
Killing
personal
Joke?
there are personal reasons why I don't want to read
Okay.
that.
Okay.
Fair.
You know, I would have rather this movie be not DC related, and I would have been more interested
Yeah.
because this guy's a fine actor. Give me something that's not the Joker story, because
It's just unrelated.
yep, totally unrelated. I might have been interested because I like this actor.
I've seen him do that smile. I can't believe I got so lucky with his eyes full of sentiment. Like, oh, this is beautiful. I'm in love with it. He could carry off that role
Yeah.
of like, oh, my life is better than I even deserve. So like, I have no problem with him. I just would have liked to see something that wasn't a beat down of a story until then.
I think this movie is going to be a real beatdown.
That's what I loved about Heath Ledger's Joker, is that he told different stories for why his smile was that way. That's the most... And I know it's Christopher Nolan's Batman, and they didn't get it, and they didn't like it. I think he nailed the Joker.
Absolutely.
Sure he
Yeah.
did.
Like,
Absolutely.
crazy.
Have you guys ever seen One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest?
Yeah.
Randall,
I've,
that character,
I've
Jack
read
Nicholson?
it. I've never seen it.
That movie was depressing, but it was really well done. You know,
Yeah.
and it had some mental illness was a big plot point, okay, in the film, but really well acted. And I felt sad after seeing that movie. And I know if I see this film with Joaquin Phoenix, it's going to be that, I think, times 2 or more. That's just my take on it.
Speaking of Jack, let's Nicholson played a great Joker.
Yes, he did.
Sure.
Uh-oh. Differing opinion.
What?
You didn't like it?
You like Nicholson's Joker? I
Too
thought?
mobster for me.
Nicholson's not the Joker for our generation.
Oh yeah, sorry.
Okay.
Like, I don't want to, like, highlight, I'm just saying he's not really our Joker.
His random,
so
like,
we didn't see it
madness
until...
was part of what I thought was great.
Just
with the
saying,
Joker.
we didn't see it until it was too late for us to have seen it, I think, and appreciated it in its original spirit. I didn't see that movie until I was older than I am now. Like 27, 28. So older
I don't know.
than I am now.
And I might eat my words, and I will if it's a good movie.
Oh yeah, I would too. If
We'll
it's a good
type
movie.
them up so
But
you can eat them.
Yeah.
I tell you what, one thing I am looking forward to, if I do see this film, and I'm assuming I will eventually,
Yeah.
Robert De Niro's in the cast, and I have not seen him in the trailer. So that
That's
interests me.
interesting.
So based on that fact alone, if those two men are, are fit, factor into the plot heavily, then that is an attraction. I can see where a lot of people would want to see the film, and despite my misgivings about the trailer, I am interested in the film because of those two guys.
I'm going to make a crazy wild prediction and say this is going to go the Suicide Squad route, where
Probably.
they're going to do
Freak out and
reshoots,
reshoot.
and it's going to have a very confusing tone. But
see.
that's a wild prediction.
We're ways
See
off
that
from it. It is
happening.
October,
We'll see.
so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But looking towards the nearer future, there is an event going on this weekend we want to tell you all about. Besides going to see Shazam, Dallas Comic Show is going to be held at the Richardson Civic Center here in Richardson Saturday and Sunday. Tickets are $20 for Saturday, $25 for both days, $10 for Sunday. It's a great little show, great dealer's room. They have a lot of our favorite local artists that are going to be there, especially our guys at Showing Up Studios, Dusk
Yay.
Studios. They're going to have Cal Dodd, who was the voice of Wolverine in the X-Men animated series. A bunch of people from Twin Peaks, great artists, Joe Lisner, James O'Barr, Adam Warren, Dirty Pair. So, yeah, it's a good show. Lots of content. They do have a costume contest. And it's fairly cheap to get into. I'm going to be dropping by there this weekend, definitely, because they have a great dealer room.
Delicious Doom chocolate will be there as well.
Delicious Doom Chocolate?
Mm-hmm.
Gonna have to check that out.
Holla.
Yeah, Dallas Comic Show, Richardson Civic Center, April 6th through the 7th. Please go check them out. Mark Walters puts on a really good show over there.
Yep.
And he puts it on multiple times a year. I like the smaller shows.
Yeah.
But, and you can get the DallasComicShow.com, get your tickets early, and see the guest list. So that is it for us. We will be back this week. And next week's show is just wild in-game speculation. There will be no rhyme, no reason, no basis for fact, because we don't know anything about in-game, and I like it that way, so we can just tell you
Random
whatever we
guesses.
think is going to happen.
Spoiler alert, like,
can't be
we could
spoiled.
spoil things, but not because we've seen the movie. Because some of our speculations might turn out to be true. Just a warning.
I'm curious which ones will be.
If you don't want to go into the movie with, wait, is this what's happening? Is this what's happening? Of course you want to go into the movie
Like
that
I
way.
did
So watch the
How they
show.
set it up.
Like I did when Cora and I were going to Infinity War, and I accidentally called something, kind of.
Yeah.
So we'll
Yeah,
see what sticks.
Pretty much all of the deaths, you called them, and I was mad.
I have a
And that was
theory
told.
that
We did that in the car. I had no idea.
I
Yeah.
have a theory that I think might be true, and I'll bust it out next week.
Yep.
So,
And next week I have to atone.
pizza smoothie.
Pizza smoothie.
I already put up a video on the
Pizza
channel.
smoothie.
They have to be ingredients on a pizza, but you will have to go over to our Facebook page and talk about the ingredients you want in this monstrosity. So anyway,
We'll make a poll of different ingredients for you to choose from, and
Wait,
you can.
I have to choose one.
Yeah.
I get to choose.
Yes.
I'll just
You-
drop our social media now. I don't
Cat
What?
Cat also gets to choose an ingredient. It not on the list. She can choose whatever she would like, as long as it is on a pizza somewhere.
As long as it is a food item.
Yes, that's why it has to be on a pizza somewhere.
Do y'all want to just pick the ingredients as you guys? Or you want to get the viewers in on this too?
You know what? Why don't we have the viewers pick
Definitely
at least
Aaron has
two?
to choose one because
He was on the show.
he was on that show.
Who cares
Okay,
about
so-
what Aaron thinks? I'm sorry,
Okay,
he's watched
so
it's not right.
here is
Aaron, you get to choose.
here's the Cora hot take and thing.
Oh God.
So what we're going to do is we're going to put a poll on the channel. The top 2 ingredients that get chosen will be put into the smoothie, in addition to what Kat chooses and what Aaron chooses. They will each get to choose one ingredient. The ingredient must be on a pizza. It must be something edible, and it cannot be something that can cause allergens. So
Are you allergic to
I'm not
any
allergic
pizza
to anything.
smoothie?
perfect. Then you have free reign
I mean,
to
why
pick
did I say
anything.
that?
Yeah.
Because you're honest.
I'm allergic to like
allergic to
5
pizza.
things you don't like.
Are Brussels sprouts in play?
Yes, if they're on a pizza.
Uh,
If it is
Who
something
are
like
you? Why?
there.
I'm just, it's healthy. I'm trying to help you.
if it is something that is strange that you don't normally see on a pizza, like Brussels sprouts, you have to show us the menu that it's on.
Ooh, I
Y'all are
already
gonna
got
put
mine.
y'all can put a video on the channel. I'm not contributing to my own demise and sickness. We're doing this at the end of the show. Anyway, so follow us on Facebook at SCNS, Facebook.com/SCNS Live, and Twitter.com/SCNS Live, and our Instagram/SCNS Live after Instagram.com. Ugh, I'm grossed out. If you want to follow me in my eventual sickness, you can do that on Twitter and Instagram at JasonTheX, Twitter for political, Instagram for toys.
You can find me at Better Cat on Instagram or.
Is there a
on-
worse cat?
There was initially I tried to sign up with Cat Bradley, and that was taken.
Is it like
so
better
I
than
became
Ezra?
Better Cat Bradley, and then I dropped the Bradley, and now it's just Better Cat. Better Cat. Or you can find me on Twitter tonight at Doa Drawings, where Cass and I post bad drawings of things the Overwatch League casters say.
You're only allowed 2 high fives for sure.
That was the second.
They can
And
high five as
also-
much as they want.
You're not
Also,
the
like,
boss of
mind
me.
your own business.
First of all, mind your own business.
He's just mad he
you
doesn't get
asking
any.
me?
Here's one for you.
It's a pity 5.
Are you
It's
asking
fun.
me? Are you asking me where they can find me?
Where can they find you?
I can't.
That was so close. They can find me at Cass_Bradley. That is KAS_Bradley. Also, you can find. Oh, that's on Instagram and Twitter. You can also find me now with Milk doing funny things with my other friends,
And sometimes me.
and sometimes Kat, and sometimes these guys.
Hooray.
In general,
Bryce.
Bryce.
You can find me at Left Sleeve on Instagram and Facebook. No, you can find me, Bryce Culver, Facebook and Instagram. You can
Look
also
at that vascularness.
you can also find me on Instagram with Trapdoor Toys for toys. And yeah,
It's getting there.
We're all just flexing.
Cora?
I flex my mind muscles.
All right, you can find me